Dear viewers, we have been joined by our first guest for this evening, Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant. Welcome back to Hala Kuwait, Hamza.
Thank you for having me again. I'm really happy to be here with you and your audience.
Thank you so much for being here. So we are finally approaching the end of the year.
True.
And I think we all have this tradition. You know, by the end of December, we start putting together a list of things we want to achieve for the next year. So the New Year resolution. So let's start out with, what is the definition of a New Year's resolution?
Well, a New Year's resolution is basically a plan, a yearly plan kind of. And we need the measurement. We need some milestone to gauge ourselves and see, have we improved over the last year and the coming year. So basically it's a plan that we do for ourselves, and we use New Year for that.
Right, and I think that's how we are as humans. We always have to wait till Sunday, you know, to start our diet or start going to the gym. So it's very similar with New Year and the resolution.
True.
So what are the main New Year resolutions that people usually put for themselves in their plan?
Well, the main New Year resolution should be, am I being a better person? Am I being a better human being? But more or less, the most famous resolutions are, you know, I want to lose weight, I want to write my book, I want to open my own business, I want to, you know, get my PhD.
Right.
So they're different depending on the person and where they are in the Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
Their requirements is totally, you know, according to each person.
Definitely depends on what everyone is going on with their lives, of course, and what's happening in their lives. And I think it's a great way maybe to start achieving our bigger goals every year. So why do you think that people actually put New Year resolutions? Why do we focus on that so much?
It became like a routine kind of, or a program, like, you know, even organizations, companies, ministries, they have like a yearly plan, or, you know, a yearly budget, or sometimes the, you know, they announced their achievement or their profitability on an annual basis. Similar thing as a human being, we have, you know, we follow the same kind of regime, where we wait until December time and we say, okay, and we reflect what happened during 22 and what can I do during 2023, and that would be my plan for the next year. Yes.
I completely see it, where it's very important for companies and ministries to have this kind of plan for every year, to know where they're going with everything. But how important is it for individuals to actually have a New Year's resolution?
It is important. For me, I believe, you know, there are some issues that you can do anytime, any day.
Yes.
You know, why wait? You know, imagine you're like in the first quarter of the new year and you remember something you want to do. So you're not going to wait for the year to end to put it in terms. So we can do these kind of resolution on daily basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis, on yearly basis. But you don't want to do it for a decade. That's too long.
Too long.
So the idea is that I want to develop myself, I want to be a better person, I want to create a legacy for myself. We all know that we live a short life, although every day we have a new life, but it's a short life, and we want to be, you know, participating in this life in a good way. So
that's right. And I think you kind of brought up time and how sometimes we will wait for another year to come by. And I think we do that a lot to try and push things that we are scared of and worried about, and hence waiting for every January for new resolutions. Would you recommend that we start altering our resolution throughout the year if something comes up, if maybe things become more important than other things on the list?
For sure, because you don't know what will happen next year, and your priority might change. But there are certain things that you want to achieve and you want to be known for. So these are more important to you. These are the things that you want to, like, for example, writing a book.
Yes.
Sometimes, you want to write the book, but deep down, the programming that you have, it says, no, who are you to write a book?
Right.
For example. So you don't achieve it, and you regret for not achieving it, and you put it in again next year, and sometimes it becomes like haunting you back. It's like it's there in your mind. You want to do it, you didn't do anything, you feel guilty, and so on. So sometimes, for myself, I say, enough of this, I don't need it, I just scrap it and start all over again, even in the middle of the year, or during Ramadan, or during any time.
Exactly, because sometimes, as you said, certain things and thoughts can take over our minds completely, and that's just horrible for us, and really puts a stop to our life and maybe to our ambition.
Yes.
So what happens if a person doesn't actually achieve their resolution?
Well, again, depending on the person and what their resolution is, but basically, sometimes you can feel like you are not enough for not achieving what you set to achieve. It might get you into a state that I'm not going to plan. I don't need a plan because I've never achieved my plan, and that is really not good for the person not to have a plan. We all need a plan.
Exactly.
So we're moving forward toward achieving something or reaching a destination that we want in our life.
Definitely, and I think that's one of our biggest goals, getting to where we want to get. So I think what I'm understanding is that there's a lot of pressure that does come with a New Year resolution.
Yes,
right?
And that's why some people avoid them.
Exactly. I think a lot of us do for that specific reason. But I think we also know that pressure does lead us to depression, unfortunately, whatever type of pressure it was, if it was from family, society, or any other thing.
Right.
So can we say the pressure from not achieving our resolution, can it actually cause depression? Is that possible?
Of course, it is possible, especially if you're like in there and you feel that this is possible and you can achieve it, and it is achievable, and then down the road you're not achieving it, and then you break and you say, what's wrong with me?
Right.
And it keeps on hitting on yourself, and that might create a depression.
For sure, and hopefully we'll be able to maybe avoid depression when it comes to that, and just go with it, have a plan but adjust it, and maybe that will help.
Be flexible and enjoy the process that you go for, because it's not always the destination, it's the journey that we go through that changes and makes us different people.
I completely agree with you.
Hopefully better people.
Definitely. So finally, do you have any advice that you can give people that are hoping to work on their resolution soon?
Yes, sure. The advice, basically, you want your New Year resolution or any goal that you have to be really specific. It's not good to say that I want to stay healthy.
Yes.
What does that mean? Your brain cannot, figure that out. But if you say, like, I'm going to drink 2 liters of water a day, I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. These are more specific and you can achieve them. Second, the goal should be exciting.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like, I should be, this makes you feel like it's a burden.
Exactly.
Rather, no, something you look forward for. It's like, you have a paper to do, you do it with your team, sitting together, and not necessarily in the office, maybe outside in a cafe, and discussing that paper and developing the ideas and stuff and putting it forward. So make the New Year resolution exciting. That would make it possible of
doable, yes.
Yeah, doable, exactly. The third, I believe, is sometimes we have a specific goal or a specific New Year resolution, and we have, it's an exciting New Year resolution, but we don't make it trackable. So it's good to keep a track or a reminder from a mentor, from a parent, a sibling, a friend that reminds you, you said you're going to do this, where are you now? Or a coach that follows up with you to see your progress.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to chunk the big audacious goal into, you know, quarterly or monthly. You do
Yes.
part of it, it's doable. Then you see yourself the first month you did the first part, then you did the second part. This gives you more motivation to work on it more and more, and hopefully achieve your New Year resolution year to year to come.
Hopefully. Well, I think that's amazing advice, because I think a mistake we do, all of us, is that we concentrate on the first 2-3 months of the year with our resolution, and then we don't know what happened to them.
Exactly,
So-
they go.
Exactly, they disappear. So hopefully this year we'll stay on track. Thank you so much, Hamza, for all the advice this evening.
Thank you for having me again. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Rita. Bye-bye.
Dear viewers, we had with us Hamza Taqi, Master Performance Consultant. Up next, we have a report, and we'll be right back.